Audi has seriously upped the tech game with the new 4th generation A8. This car is loaded with comfort and convenience features. It's got a couple of mild hybrid powertrains and it has autonomous driving capabilities. Now, a lot of people's experiences of a car like this is being ferried to the airport or in some other kind of limo situation. But Audi says 50% of buyers or more are private buyers, which means people want an engaging driving experience as well. We're going to test the A8 from the driver's seat and the rear compartment to see how it stacks up against the Mercedes-Benz S-Class and the BMW 7 Series.
There's a lot of new technology in Audi's 4th generation A8. Unfortunately for the company, it won't be offered with its traffic jam pilot system due to a lack of autonomous vehicle regulations globally. Once the regulations are sorted, Audi says it will look to offer it in all of its markets. Until then, the Audi is still offered with a lot of technology, both for the driver and for the passengers in the rear. From launch, Audi is offering the A8 with 2 powertrain variants. A diesel-powered 50 TDI from $192,000 and the V6 petrol-powered 55 TFSI from $195,000. That's for the standard wheelbase version. Now, if you want that extra legroom in the back, the long wheelbase L version of either of those variants costs an extra $15,000. Audi's renowned for having some of the best interior design in the business, and the A8 takes it to the next level. All of the materials on the dash, to the carpet, to the roof liner, everything feels super premium and expensive, and it should at this price point. The design is neat as well, and the gorgeous 4-spoke horizontal steering wheel is a throwback to luxury cars from the 1990s, but in a really good way. The dual capacitive touchscreen takes some getting used to, but it's a neat tech feature. All of the controls are logically ordered in menus on the 2 touchscreens, and you can also individualise both screens. Like most of its rivals, Audi offers a lot of options and options packages for the A8. Unfortunately, if you want all of the luxury pampering features for the long wheelbase version, you're going to have to pay for it. The so-called executive package is an $18,500 option. It adds cool stuff like massaging functions, tables between the rear seats, a foot massager and a whole bunch of other things. But you can only get it if you also choose the $6,650 entertainment package that has a DVD player as well as the 2 Audi tablets in the rear. As you can see, things start to add up quite quickly when you start ticking a lot of those options boxes, so we'd advise to just be careful and only really pick what you need. In terms of outright value, the Audi can't match the Lexus LS, which only really has one option and costs a little bit less than the A8. Compared with the other 2 Germans, BMW and Mercedes, the options and the options packages are about on par. One of the many things that's really impressive about the A8 is just how quiet it is on the road. Only really severe ruts are felt or heard through the cabin. And during a short stint in the rear of the A8, it was interesting to note that talking to the driver, you didn't need to yell to be heard. In a hushed cabin, you could hear everything that was being said. It's great for conversation. The A8 is packed with heaps of active safety gear, and one of the cool features is the stop and go function. We tested it out on a freeway that was jam-packed with traffic. The car edges forward as the vehicle in front of you moves forward, and it stops when the vehicle in front stops. It worked pretty flawlessly, except for when one vehicle tried to merge into our lane slowly. Then it got a bit confused, but for the most part, it's pretty impressive. The Audi is offered with either a 210 kilowatt, 600 Nm 3-litre turbocharged V6 diesel in the 50 TDI, or a 250 kilowatt, 500 Nm 3-litre turbo petrol V6 in the 55 TFSI. Both powertrains are silky smooth and they're paired with the same 8-speed Tiptronic transmission, which is a real sweetie. The diesel is so smooth that we actually found it difficult to remember that we were driving the diesel, not the petrol. On balance, there's really not much between them. Obviously the diesel's a little bit more fuel efficient, but it's going to come down to personal preference. They're both winning powertrains. The A8 is about 2 tonnes in weight and it feels it sometimes through corners, but what we were really surprised with was how light it felt just driving through city streets and even on country roads. It does not feel as big as it looks. It also feels particularly planted thanks to the Quattro all-wheel drive system and the unique four-wheel steering system that's offered as an option. Overall, the A8 does a really interesting thing. It offers a great engaging drive experience for people who really like to drive, but it also offers a fantastic package for people who just want to be driven around in the back of a limo. BMW and Mercedes-Benz better take note, because Audi has really stepped up to the plate with the new A8. It's a real contender now, more so than it ever has been. While some of the value can be a little bit questionable when it comes to those options packages, it's one of those cars that you just can't help but love. Anyone looking at this price point really should put the A8 on their shopping list.
Audi's poured a lot of effort and tech into this A8 sedan, and it really shows. The drive experience is incredibly comfortable, but also dynamic and enjoyable. The backseat experience is second to none, and it really shows how far Audi has come. If you're a limo operator, or if you're just a private buyer with a fair amount of cash, then this is something that probably should be on your shopping list.